Boldwood presents Owen, written by V.H. Nicolson, and read by Rebecca Storm and Callum Stewart. Chapter 1. Owen. You've turned a funny colour. Are you okay? My lifelong friend and best man, Lincoln, straightens my pink silk tie. It's too tight. I'm almost wheezing as I hook my finger inside the neckline of my baby blue dress shirt and arch my neck in an attempt to loosen it. I'm pretty sure it's self-tightening and trying to strangle me to death. I can't seem to catch my breath since I put the stupid fucking thing on. Today is my wedding day. Wedding day. It's supposed to be the happiest day of my life. But all I can think about is ripping off this stupid outfit I've been forced to wear by my future wife, Evangeline, and my mother, and tell them both where to shove it. They didn't even let me wear a kilt. I'm a Scotsman. By rights, on my wedding day, that's exactly what I should be wearing. But oh no, a kilt wasn't good enough for Evangeline. I had to wear a blue and pink embroidered floral suit made by some designer prick specially commissioned for Daddy's little princess. Whatever Evangeline wants, Evangeline gets. She never wants me to touch her, so I don't. She never wants me to kiss her, so I don't. She flinches when I so much as brush against her by mistake, making everything we do together awkward. If I try to make conversation with her, she chastises me, mocking me every chance she gets, telling me how stupid I am. Considering I've put up with my mother's verbal attacks since I was a child, you'd think I would be used to them by now. Only I'm not, and never will be. Each vicious word out of Evangeline's mouth is like another lash of a whip, opening old emotional wounds, each one cutting deeper than the last. Playing the good boy, just as my mother instructed, I've put in all the effort. With Evangeline's family, her friends, even her stupid Persian cat, Angel. Believe me, that cat is no angel. It may be all white fur and innocent face, but once I move into the new house, it's going to claw me to death in my sleep. I bet it's made a how to kill Owen plan. I just know it has. It's already had me at the doctor's after it bit me, giving me an infection. Angel is going to kill me off, limb by fucking limb. Just wait and see. But the killer cat is the least of my problems. I've tried to make this ridiculous farce of a relationship work for our families. God, have I tried hard. I even grew my hair longer for her because she said I would look better. Although that's not what she said. Her exact words were, "It'll distract people from your enormous nose." What the fuck is wrong with my nose? Oh, I know. Absolutely nothing. It's my entire face she can't stand looking at. Knowing how much I messed up with Skye, my now ex-girlfriend, since high school, I don't want to do that again. I was completely unaware of what a shitty boyfriend I was until Skye informed me. Apparently, I let her down time and time again. Once I knew, though, I made a vow to myself to try harder, do better, and be the man I should be for my soon-to-be wife. I may have lost Skye, but my other best friend, Jacob, knew exactly how to be the man she needed. He stepped up and loved Skye with every bone in his body. I'm not jealous of them. We were never meant to be. But I am envious of what they have together. I want love like that. Love that runs so deep through your veins like you can't think or see straight without it. Lincoln has that with Violet, and now Jacob with Skye. Then there is me. I'm the fuck-up in our trifecta. So, at the age of 31, I'm standing in a floral wedding suit, looking like a prize prick, as if waiting to be summoned to the gallows for my execution, to marry someone who can't even bear to look at me. My heart is breaking for a love I'm never going to find and a life that I don't want. Death by an unhappy marriage. Yet, through it all, I must put on a show. I will not let anyone see how destroyed I feel. On the outside, I'm good old jokey Owen, while on the inside, I'm fucking dying. My body may give out from all the stress that led up to today, because of all the effort I've put into making this relationship work. Asking Evangeline out on dates, taking her to fancy restaurants, shopping trips, cocktails on my father's new yacht with her fancy pants stuck-up friends. She's insufferable, moody, and, trust me, I know that at only 21 and 10 years my junior, she's still a child, but she's truly a brat. And not in the submissive kind of way I might enjoy. Oh no, she's a full-on, immature kid who's every inch the spoiled little princess her parents allowed her to be. Nothing I've done for her, and I mean none of it, has been or ever will be good enough. I'm not good enough. Something my mother has told me every day since I was born, so it must be true, right? My heart feels like it's being eviscerated by the devil's claw as sharp shooting pains rip through my chest, forcing me to bend at the waist while I suck in ragged breaths to ease the discomfort. Lincoln and Jacob are on either side of me, patting my back, telling me that I'm going to be okay, only I'm not okay. I don't know how the hell I'm going to get through today, or the rest of my life, for that matter. Being around Evangeline is deeply unpleasant, and tomorrow we move into a house her father bought for us. How can I live with someone who hates me? Someone who doesn't know a thing about me? Because she's never taken the time to ask. We're simply doing as we're told. Our whole lives are being dictated, and our parents are the ultimate puppet masters. What the fuck am I doing? Every millisecond leading up to this day has made my heart beat slower, and, with each decision taken on my behalf, for the good of the family, a little more of my soul dies. Marrying Evangeline is simply the icing on the shit cake that comes from being born a Brody. I've always wanted to marry for love, and we definitely don't love each other. This wedding is a complete sham. A facade. We are being forced to marry one another to strengthen and unite our families, apparently. Build an empire, bring more Brody children into the world to carry on the screwed-up legacy. Although, I'm not sure how that will happen when she won't even let me hold her hand. Something I'm sure our parents haven't considered in their grand plan. Evangeline's family are millionaires. Mine are billionaires. Joined through our marriage, our fathers will work together, strike deals, and become the largest printing house in the United Kingdom, printing every newspaper, magazine, and comic strip. My dad has plans to go international and add an indie author publishing arm to the business, and, he informs me, the only way we can do that is through Evangeline's father's contacts. He's well connected and has already started negotiations, but doesn't have the funds to make it happen. That's where we come in. He scratches our back, we scratch his. So, for today, for the rest of my life, and for my family's sake, I have to fake it and push my heartbreak so far down it'll rot me from the inside out. She doesn't love me. I don't love her, but we'll pretend we are so deeply in love for the sake of the family, because I was raised to fulfill their expectations without question. God, I feel sick. Within the side room of the church, Lincoln and Jacob help me regain my composure and then try to distract me by laughing and joking around. But I'm lost in my own thoughts, remembering a conversation with my mother earlier as we neared the church. "She's from great stock," she informed me with her bitter tone and filler-filled face, reminding me, yet again, of the terms of my marriage. She made Evangeline sound like a fucking piece of meat. Is this what Evangeline wants? to be sold to the highest bidder like a fine painting at an art auction. I know I certainly never wanted this life. I feel more nauseous every minute the hand on the clock gets closer to the ceremony. To be the perfect fiancé, I've been faithful to Evangeline since they announced our engagement, and I've thrown myself into work while my bride-to-be planned the wedding of the year. A whole year and no pussy. This wedding won't break my dry spell either. I shudder at the thought of consummating our marriage. Don't get me wrong, she's beautiful. Long dark hair and killer legs with deep hazel eyes that are so dark they are like a black hole, sucking your soul. Except her beauty is all superficial. Skin deep. That girl is fucking miserable to the core. Black heart, black soul, and not an ounce of compassion or love for anyone other than herself. She'll probably tell me I'm shit in bed and to hurry up. She's a bossy bitch, with more emphasis on the bitch part. My mind wanders down a dark path as I think about my future with her, imagining what our life together will look like. There'll be no date nights, laughter-filled vacations, or even hand-in-hand walks along the beach. She looks at me like I spoiled her whole day by simply breathing the same air as she does. And I can't see that changing when we're married. She radiates fuck off and leave me alone vibes, even more so than my mother does. And she is the most emotionally detached person I know. My heart plunges a little deeper into my chest when the enormity of today sinks in. My life is heading in the same direction as my parents'. Two people who tolerate each other, only having sex to breed heirs. Two people who otherwise have separate lives, separate bedrooms, vacations, and even meals. They hate each other. A mirror image of their lives is not something I want. I can't do this. Yes, you can. Lincoln reassures me. Shit, I didn't mean to say that out loud. I push back my shoulders, pulling fresh air into my lungs. Facing me, he brushes the fabric across my shoulders, then grabs my upper arms in a firm grip. You've been telling us this is what you want for the last year, and it's all going to be okay. A deep V forms between his brows, now doubting my words. I'm sure you'll be fine once you're at the altar saying your vows. Lincoln tries to bolster me, but it doesn't work. I might vomit, or have a heart attack. Either option would be good to save me from this horror. Lincoln stands back, using his pointer finger to motion up and down my outfit. One thing's for sure. We can have a good laugh at the wedding photos afterward. Your suit is fucking hideous. Jacob stands shoulder to shoulder with Lincoln, chuckling as they both eye me. We should hang you up on the wall in your parents' castle. You'll look right at home beside the tapestries in the foyer. Oh, fuck off. I roll my eyes and shove my hands into my pant pockets. Lincoln punches my shoulder. It's just as well you're a handsome fucker. You look like a human Ken doll. Model material. Jacob throws me a wink. I let out a heavy sigh. You two are really fucking enjoying this, aren't you? You don't have to go through with this, Owen. Jacob's face drops, his deep frown letting me know how concerned he is for me too. I told you to cut all ties and find someone who loves you and who you love back. You should have put a stop to this months ago. Lincoln folds his arms across his body and stands wide. I know you said it's what you wanted, and we support you. We really do, but it all seems so archaic. Who the fuck marries out of convenience these days? It's barbaric, Owen. They shouldn't be making you do this. And yet, they are. Usually the one to be told to shut up. Today I'm at a loss for words. I don't know how to respond. Well, at least I don't look like pink blancmange. I joke, taking the piss out of their equally dreadful outfits. ignoring the fact my blood is rushing through my veins at supersonic speed, making my heart race even faster. I'd like to think of us as two oversized pink cotton candies. We look cute, Lincoln replies sarcastically. You look like a pair of dildos, I mutter, deadpan. Jacob looks down at his outfit, then Lincoln's. We fucking do. But neither of us is getting fucked up the ass. You, on the other hand, are getting fucked up the ass by this farce of a marriage. So, is this it? Live unhappily with the Ice Queen forever? The timbre in his voice takes on a serious tone. On more than several occasions, Jacob and Lincoln have tried to talk me out of marrying Evangeline. I know they are only trying to protect me because they love me, but they don't understand the implications if I don't marry her. I remember how my stomach turned when my mother made the terms of our marriage more than clear. I'll lose my inheritance, my home, my car, my job, everything. As if reading my thoughts, Lincoln says, It's all materialistic shit. You know that, right? Cars and houses are replaceable. Love and happiness. No amount of money can buy those. You only get one life, and you're choosing to live yours in a miserable, loveless marriage. I know, I whisper. It's not too late to pull out of this, Owen. Lincoln plonks himself down in the wooden chair behind him. You're braver than I am. I couldn't do what you're doing. I don't feel the least bit brave, Lincoln. Do you have savings, stashed away somewhere your parents can't find it? Jacob questions. I nod my head slowly. I have the trust money I received when I turned 21, so I have millions in savings. I made sure I put that somewhere my mother and father would never find it, in an overseas account. So what the fuck are you doing here then? Not wanting to reply, I shake my head. Owen. Jacob pushes me for an answer. I pace back and forth as my friends finally ask the questions that need to be answered. Because I've never been good enough, I blurt out. In the eyes of my family, I'm not worthy of anyone's time. I'm the fool, the spoiled boy who gets what he wants regardless. I poke myself in the chest. All I ever wanted was to make my mother happy, but not even the first-class degree I got, the contracts I win at work, or that I work longer hours than anyone else at my father's business wins her affection. For once, I thought, just maybe, this... I point to the door, referencing the wedding ceremony about to take place and the hundreds of guests waiting, all seated in the wooden pews of the giant church. Would make her love me. Do what she asks of me. Help to strengthen the business. Maybe then I'll be worthy of her love. Just maybe if I do this, carry on the Brody empire. Do as I'm told. I pant, gasping for breath like a fish out of water. My friends look at me like I've grown two heads. Then Lincoln says, Owen, believe me when I say this, and I know this from experience. No matter what I did in my past or do in my future, it will never change the way my mother feels about me. She abandoned me when I was a baby, and there was nothing me or my father could have done to change that. Instead, I learned to accept her decision, knowing her issues are not a reflection of me. I feel so much better for it. Lincoln pulls himself to his feet and steps in my direction. You can't do this just because you think this will make her love you. Her shit is her shit. Let her deal with that. Fuck. I might cry. And I never cry. Lincoln's right. Your mother married your father as part of an agreement. You told us they're miserable together, Owen. So are your sister and her husband. Is that what you want? To be unhappy, stuck in a loveless marriage? As I go to reply, the wooden door flies open, creaking as it does, and a chirpy, smiling wedding organizer informs us it's time to make our way to the altar. Ignoring my friends, I storm past them, hoping they get the message to follow. I can't face this conversation. It's too late to walk away now anyway. It's time to seal my future. Face to face, I stare at my future wife. Her stern, almost impassive features show no emotion. Lincoln and Jacob's words swim around my head, and I realize they're right. I'm going to spend every day and night fighting, wrestling, and arguing with my wife. How many times a week we should have sex, how many kids we should have to satisfy our parents, and then we'll end up living in separate wings of that fucking ridiculously oversized house her father bought us. I don't want to live like that, and I sure as hell don't want to bring kids into a life like that. A life I've endured for 31 years. A sharp ringing in my ears deafens me, as if I'm wearing noise-cancelling headphones, and the minister's voice becomes muffled as the onset of what I'm pretty sure is a panic attack takes hold. Evangeline's mouth moves, but I can't hear what she's saying. She stiffly holds her hand out. On autopilot, I take it, noticing my touch makes her nostrils flare. She hates me. I glance over my shoulder at my two best men. They look at me with concern and sympathy. Where is all the happiness and laughter? The all-consuming feeling of love and joy. I want the one you simply can't survive without. I fucking want that. Looking back at Evangeline, I know she's not happy. I'm not happy. My boys are right. No matter what I do, I will never make my mother happy either. It's a lose-lose situation. I can't do this. I release her hand and step back as a look of utter horror washes over Evangeline's face. I hear the gasps of shock and the murmur of low voices throughout the guests. I take another step back, straighten my hideous suit jacket, and turn to face the crowded church. I eye Lincoln, then Jacob, who are both standing taller and prouder, looking at me with admiration on their faces, and when Jacob mouths, "Run. Man, do I run." Past the unbelieving crowd, past my mother shouting at me, past my father, whose roaring echoes of disappointment follow me out. I flag down a cab and jump into it, heading to the hotel to pick up my suitcases, the hotel we were supposed to be staying in tonight. Within minutes, I'm back in the waiting cab with enough clothes to last me a couple of weeks, along with my passport, wallet, and phone. "Where to now, big man?" asks the broad-accented Scottish taxi driver. "Airport," I answer, with no idea where I will end up and no plan for my future. All I do know is that I feel better than I have in months. Lighter, happier, and able to breathe again. Then it hits me. The life I'm walking away from. The billions I was due to inherit. Fuck. I begin to sweat. Oh shit. What have I done? Chapter 2. Owen. A faint scent of chlorine wafts in my direction as the gentle breeze causes the water to slap against the sides of the private pool I'm seated next to. Squinting under the glaring sun, I look down at the phone in my hand. My gaze lands on the voice messages icon, notifying me of how many I've yet to listen to. 7 days of ignorance, not knowing or facing the mess I left behind. 7 days of reflecting. 7 days of uncertainty, worrying about what I should do with my life now. The one I ran from, the one I left behind. The only thing I know is that I will stay here for the next few weeks, or maybe even longer, while I figure out what to do next. Travel? Maybe. Start my own business? Nah. Go home to Castleview Cove? I shudder at the thought, my body's reaction confirming that's a firm no. Like a lighthouse on a foggy night, the red notification on my phone warns me to stay clear of the voice messages. Avoid the shitstorm that I created a week ago. Although it feels like a lifetime since I called my cousin, Gregor, from the airport to see where he was currently based. Because of the rift between our families, he was the only one, along with his parents, who didn't get invited to the wedding. He wouldn't have been able to make it anyway due to work commitments. So within 5 hours, I'd landed in Cyprus, 2,000 miles away from anyone finding me. Voicemail after voicemail filled my inbox until it was full. Choosing not to listen to any, I deleted them as they hit my phone. However, it didn't prevent it filling up again with what I can only imagine are irate messages from mine and Evangeline's families, so I stopped deleting them. I let it fill to capacity so no one can leave any more, and I hit that block caller button on my parents' contact details. Not permanently, just until I decide what my next action will be. I'm not ready to speak to them. Not yet. If ever. Like a strategic move on a chessboard, I'm no longer the pawn, but the ruler of my own destiny. And this time I'm playing to win. To find my queen and be the king of my own goddamn castle, on my terms, whether my parents like it or not. Let's hope I can withstand the wrath of my mother, because when she finds me, she'll kill me with her perfectly manicured claws. I'm certain if my father gave her the nod, she would sink them into my heart first. Although my mother was never physical with me growing up, choosing verbal abuse as her preferred choice of attack, I may have pushed her too far this time. I can't imagine she will ever forgive me for the shame I have cast over the family name. Do I care? A little. Do I care about my sanity more than the family business? Right now, absolutely. Making me flinch, my phone vibrates in my hand. It's a welcome sight to see Lincoln's name on the screen. Knowing he was going to call, I hit the accept button, uncross my legs and lay back on the sun lounger, taking refuge from the blazing heat of the sun under a parasol. Hey, stranger. Lincoln's familiar dark features and toothy grin come into view. Violet, his fiancée, appears next to him. Nice bronzed abs. She winks cheekily at me, making me chuckle. She likes nothing better than winding Lincoln up. And commenting on my body will do just that. Lincoln tickles her side, making her squeal. You'll pay for that later. Lincoln smacks a kiss on her cheek. Hope so. Violet side-eyes him as she flicks her dark brown hair over her shoulder. Jacob appears next, stuffing what looks like Lincoln's grandma's delicious syrupy baklava into his mouth as he takes a seat too. Last, Sky, my ex-girlfriend, now Jacob's wife, stands in between Jacob and Violet. It's such a heartwarming sight to know that regardless, and with no judgment, my 4 friends love me unconditionally. Violet says, We've missed you, Owen. What, this ugly face with the enormous nose? I point to my face, feigning confidence, secretly hoping they don't notice how completely broken I feel inside. I'm clearly not doing a great job of masking the lack of sleep I've had and exhaustion from working out too much because Jacob declares, You look like shit. I sigh and slide my sunglasses that are resting on top of my head downward, pushing them up my nose to hide the deep circles around my eyes. Can't sleep. It's too hot. I lie, my voice deflated. It's got nothing to do with the heat, and they already know that. They can read me like a book, even when I try to hide how I'm feeling. You think I'd be better at it? I've been doing it my whole life. Sky pulls a gentle smile, looping her arm round Jacob's shoulders. You can be honest with us, Owen. It's okay to admit you're struggling. behind the dark lenses of my sunglasses. I watch Jacob rest his reassuring hand on Sky's swollen, pregnant belly. While I am over the moon for them, a small tug of jealousy pulls at my heart. Will I ever find the one? Waiting for my response, my friends stay silent before I finally admit, it's my heart and my head that are at odds with one another. Did I do the right thing? United, they confirm I did with firm yeses, sealing their approval with confident head nods. I heard Evangeline was screwing Adam Blumenthal the whole time you were together. Why does that not surprise me? Link! Violet exclaims in shock, slapping the worktop with the palm of her hand. We talked about this. We agreed to wait and tell Owen later. His eyes widen, his palm up with an open hand in my direction. He should know. He has no reason to feel bad about his decision. She wasn't right for Owen, and we all know that. I agree. Sky chimes in. She never wanted the marriage either, Owen. And we all witnessed how much you tried to make it work while you were engaged. We watched you give it your best shot, but she was so rude and mean to you. I can't figure out how you lasted as long as you did. We stood by your decision to get married because we care about you, but we could see she wasn't right for you. I could feel it, way down in my gut, every time I looked into her empty eyes. I felt her disapproval, despair, and hopelessness. It's how I feel every time I look in the mirror. A duel of sorts. An inner battle of doing your duty to implement the family strategy while sacrificing the things you want the most. Approval from your parents, love, and happiness. A hug. I was raised being told those things don't matter because my worth is based on wealth. What I have is more important than the qualities I have as a man. Sky is right. Evangeline was in the same position, and we were being the good little pedigree puppy dogs our mothers trained us to be. That was until I had the balls to put a stop to it all and walk away. Although, unlike her, I did remain faithful. I clear my throat, rubbing my hand over the scruff on my chin. Anyway, Evangeline, the wedding, none of it matters anymore. The weight on my shoulders instantly feels lighter. I hope she finds happiness with Adam. The five of us pause for a moment, letting the honesty of what I have said settle between us. I'm proud of you, Lincoln says. You've taken the higher ground. Jacob leans forward expectantly, as if wanting to ask me something. His body language is obvious. He's worried about me, wants me home, where he knows I am safe. And he and Lincoln can look after me should I fall into a downward spiral. Which, for the record, I will not do. Not again. I did it once when I first learned about the deal my father made with Evangeline's father, turning to liquor for too many nights. Who am I kidding? Weeks. Searching for a solution to my problems at the bottom of the bottle didn't work. I couldn't drink them away. Knowing how pointless it is, I refuse to do it again. Confirmation of Evangeline's relationship with Adam is a reassurance of sorts. I know I did the right thing. She would never have been mine, and extramarital affairs make me want to vomit. How long are you planning on staying in Cyprus? Jacob finally asks. Gregor is here training for a month, and he's staying in this pretty sweet villa. I thumb over my shoulder in the direction of my large, white, temporary home. The officer's mess on the airbase is being remodeled. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to stay with him, so I may as well take advantage. It's not as if I have anything to go back for. I'm certain I've lost my job and my gatehouse home within the grounds of my parents' estate. Gregor has such a cool job. Lincoln looks starry-eyed, as if imagining himself being a fast jet pilot. Epic job, Jacob agrees. He does that every year, right? Goes out to Cyprus to train. Usually for 4 weeks, yeah. but he's been here a week longer than everyone else. The others are arriving today. Gregor told me that they either come to Cyprus or Greece for their Springhawk training every year, because the blue skies and sunshine allow them to practice over and over again. This is Gregor's last year. He's only assigned to the aerobatic squadron for 3 years, then he has to return to his permanent fast jet squadron. He was sharing stories with me earlier. It makes my life in Castleview Cove look excruciatingly dull. What does he do? Violet scrunches her face up, as if trying to recall if she already knows the answer. I wipe the beads of sweat that have formed off my brow and push my sunglasses back up my nose as I reply. Gregor is an aerobatic pilot in the Royal Air Force. I grab my uncapped bottled water off the table next to me and take a huge mouthful. Violet's face lights up. Does he do all that cool acrobatic stuff for the royal family? Like the show for the Jubilee celebrations at the palace? With the red, white, and blue smoke? The very one. I lick the cool water off my lips, smirking at how excited Violet gets about all things British. She may be a California girl through and through, but she's embraced Scottish living like a duck to water. Wow, I bet he has to fight the woman off. What a job. She sighs in awe. Will we see you when Gregor returns? Do you reckon you'll come back? Skye raises her eyebrows inquisitively, and I nod hesitantly, not sure if I will be back. Or will you stay in Cyprus? She continues. Your longer hair does make you look like a beach bum. She pulls a soft smile, lightening the mood. You'll fit right in. I rake my fingers through my hair and tuck a strand behind my ear, finally getting used to its new length. The newfound rebel in me may even let it get longer and grow a longer beard too. If it's time for a new life and career, then it's time for a new me. Doing what? Who the hell knows? Lincoln jumps into the conversation. Promise you won't make new plans yet, or make any rash decisions. Wait and see how you feel over the next few weeks, and then decide, yeah. The hopeful faces of my 4 friends look back at me down the camera. I promise. If you promise to continue keeping my whereabouts a secret, I'm not ready to face the firing squad. The heavy sensation reappears in my chest. It's as if someone is trying to drag me into the depths of the earth. I don't like it. Running hasn't helped. Working out hasn't helped. Swimming hundreds of lengths hasn't helped. Nothing does. We swear we won't, Lincoln replies firmly. Gregor was unaware of my situation when I arrived in Cyprus, so I brought him up to date immediately. He was mad at my father for trying to shackle me to a loveless marriage. I also saw the gratitude in his eyes. He's grateful that our parents don't speak to each other anymore, relieved that our family businesses don't overlap, or the same fate may have been sealed for him, too. Following a takeover bid between his father and mine, who are brothers, over a decade ago, where they went after the same company, my father severed all ties with Gregor's side of the family when his brother secured the deal. However, against my father's instruction, I secretly chose to keep in touch with them all. I was gutted that my parents didn't let me invite any of them to the wedding because Gregor is about the closest thing to someone I can call family, and I'm a little envious that, unlike me, he drew the good parent straw. A loud ding from the front door alerts me to visitors. I swivel around on the sun lounger, then push to my feet. I need to get that. The rest of Gregor's team is arriving today and moving into the surrounding villas within the private compound. Gregor is out for a run. Protecting the soles of my feet from the scorching poolside, I slip them into my navy slides. Cool. Keep in touch though, yeah? Skye calls out as I walk quickly around the pool into the enormous air-conditioned white living space to answer the door. Almost running now, my slides slap against the marble floor of the hallway, echoing off the sparse Mediterranean-style villa, as I exaggerate a loud sigh. Yes, Mrs. Baxter, I'll stay in touch. A year in, I'm only just getting used to calling Skye by her married name. Look after my girl, Mr. Baxter. I throw Jacob a cheeky wink. Stop saying that. I keep telling you she's not your girl anymore. Jacob retorts, scowling, making everyone around him laugh. I sure do like fucking with him. Love you guys. I blow a playful kiss. Especially you, Skye. Motherfuck. Laughing out loud, I cut the call, then place my phone on the console table. Still chuckling to myself, I turn the catch on the lock and twist the brass handle, pulling open the heavy walnut door. My laughter instantly dies in my throat as the glowing sun shines behind a beautiful lion's mane of fiery red hair that's blowing in the gentle breeze. I push my sunglasses on top of my head as the silhouette takes one step, and then another toward me. The red halo fades as the most beautiful woman, with the bluest eyes, comes into clear view. I'm hit hard with an invisible force field, like all the air is punched out of my lungs with a high G-force, making me feel lightheaded. Thinking I must be hallucinating as this pre-Raphaelite deity stands before me, I blink twice before realizing she's talking to me. Hello? She waves a hand in front of my face. Are you okay? I shake my head as the words, so beautiful, run out of my mouth. The skin of my arms now goosebumped, and for a beat, everything else loses its importance. I beg your pardon? Her eloquent English accent questions as she swings a wiggling baby girl around the front of her, then replaces her on top of her other hip. Pulling my head back, shaking it to wake me up from my daydream, I try to disguise my thinking out loud moment. The baby's beautiful. Although she is super cute, it's not what I meant at all. The beautiful woman smiles, lovingly looking down at the baby. Yes, she is, but she's also a monster. She pinches the baby's cheek playfully, making her babble unformed words. The guy at the security gate said Gregor has our keys. Is he here? She looks over my shoulder, searching for him. She waits patiently as my brain fails to connect with my mouth. Are you okay? A deep V of worry forms between her clear blue gems. As if jolted back to life, I take a large, audible gulp and finally say, He's out for a run. I have everyone's keys. I turn to pick up several bunches from the table, inwardly cringing that I must look like a buffoon. The red set is for Villa 1. It's the biggest villa, with 3 bedrooms, and is allocated to his squadron leader. I separate that set. Curious, I ask, Are you a nanny for one of the team members? I feel compelled to find out everything about her, secretly hoping she's here for the entirety of Gregor's training. Nanny? No. Rolling her eyes, she looks as if she's pissed off with me. Shit. Oh, sorry. Are you one of the wives? Is your husband a pilot too, like Gregor? My eyes drop to her hand, searching for a wedding band. However, I can't see properly while she clutches the baby that's now pulling at the neckline of her sundress. Negative to that too. She mumbles something else under her breath that sounds distinctly like, male chauvinist idiot. Ouch. Sorry if I offended you. The keys jingle when I hold my hands up in surrender. She does not explain who she is as she accepts my apology with reluctance. I hold out the selection of keys for her to take as she shimmies the restless, matching red-haired baby up the side of her body, then takes the red bunch for the largest villa from me. If she's not the nanny or one of the wives, who is she? Poppy, baby! I hear Gregor calling out as the steady beat of loud footsteps runs in our direction, making the baby in the woman's arms squeal and clap her chubby hands. As the red-haired woman turns to greet Gregor, he reaches out for the baby, who willingly climbs into his arms as if she's done it plenty of times before. The penny drops. Are you Gregor's boss's girlfriend? If she's not a wife or a nanny, she must be. I don't know why I feel disappointed. or why I am even fucking asking. Gregor splutters. No, Owen, try boss. Squadron Leader Summers is my boss. He acknowledges her. Ma'am. He mock salutes her. For a heartbeat, my mouth snaps open, then closes again. She slaps his hand away from his forehead, stopping him from saluting her. We are outside of work. I've told you hundreds of times to stop doing that and to call me Jade. Gregor winks at me. I think he enjoys winding her up. Squadron Leader Jade Summers. This is my cousin, Owen Brody. Jade, meet Owen. Owen, meet Jade. Ah, so you're the cousin who caused the scar above Gregor's eyebrow trying to teach him to do BMX stunts when he was a teenager? It was an accident. I defend myself, then mutter under my breath. Squadron Leader. My eyes are glued to hers. She looks younger than Gregor's 35 years. I always imagined squadron leaders to be older. Apparently this is not the case. Yes, I'm the squadron leader. She smirks, hearing my indiscreet musings. Wow. I gasp, in complete awe. Ignoring us, Gregor admires Poppy's white cotton dress, telling her she looks pretty. Then he says, Isn't your mummy clever? She is, wow. He smirks, then lifts his head to address me. Jade's the world's first female pilot to join the aerobatic display team. She's a badass. He mouths the last word, conscious of crass language around tiny ears. Jade's flying call sign is Red 1. She's number 1, isn't she, Poppy? He tickles the skin under the baby's chin, making her giggle. I'm speechless. That's incredible. What do you do? She folds her arms around herself, lifting her eyebrows high in expectation. Pump weights at the gym, spend your days surfing, work on your tan, take dozens of selfies and post them all over social media. She teases back. I don't get a chance to respond when Gregor says, Good one. He chuckles. Better question is, why is he staying with me? He looks smug as hell. When he should be on his honeymoon. Oh, gosh, she gasps, glancing down at my ring finger and then back up, mouth agape. Owen is a runaway groomsman. He pulls his lips into his mouth and takes a step back, cowering away from me like the dumbass he is. If he didn't have Poppy in his arms, I would have him in a headlock within seconds, exactly like we used to do to each other when we were younger. Jade exclaims, You stood her up. My cousin laughs out loud while I cringe and die a little more inside. No, I clear up what he means. I sort of... I can't get my words out. He left his wife to be at the altar. He did the decent thing and told her he couldn't go through with it. Gregor snitches on me, and I get the overwhelming urge to slap him upside the head. Jade's mouth falls open. I was being forced to marry her. Jade's voice rises a couple of octaves. What? Is that even a thing? It's a long story, I mutter, embarrassed. Welcome to our messed up family, Jade. Gregor hands Poppy back to Jade before pushing his way through the front door. I need a shower. See you later, gorgeous. He waves at Poppy. You're right, you stink. And keep your archaic family traditions away from my daughter. Jade tries to sound serious, but her mouth twitches at the edges, giving her away. Oh, our families don't talk. Again, another long story. Your daughter is safe. He sounds as annoyed about that as I am. Poppy straddles her legs around her mother's waist as if she's a baby orangutan. Jade rubs her hand up and down her little back, giving me the answer I was looking for earlier. No engagement ring or wedding band on her finger means she's not married. Jade turns to leave. I need to go. My mum is waiting for me. The other guys should be here in half an hour to pick up their keys. I'll pop round later to make sure your villa has everything you need. Gregor calls back over his shoulder. Thanks, Gregor. Jade turns on her heels, not giving me a second glance. I hope an angry, stab-happy, jilted bride doesn't turn up on our doorstep, she mutters to herself. That's never going to happen. It's more likely to be my stab-happy mother. I shudder. It's just as well we're in a secure compound. Jade shouts back over her shoulder, Hide the knives! Poppy grants me a gigantic, gummy smile, showing me her 2 bottom front teeth, and I can't help but smile back and wave at her. As she walks away, the knee-length hem of Jade's apple-green summer dress flutters in the breeze. She pivots on the balls of her gold gladiator-style sandal-covered feet to face me again. See you soon, Owen. I hope so. She turns and continues in the direction she was headed in, her hair bouncing as she walks, shining like spun copper in the sunshine before she disappears out of sight. Well, the next few weeks just got a lot more interesting.
Chapter 3. Jade. I should stay in. I bite my lip nervously, looking down into Poppy's crib, where she's fast asleep. Stop being silly, Jade. My mother pats my hand that's resting on the side of the wooden crib. She won't even know you've gone. Are you sure you'll be okay? We're in a strange country and it's our first night here. I wasn't planning on going out this evening and... My mum chuckles. Will you stop rambling? This is what I signed up for. Being the babysitter and live-in nanny is simply wonderful, Jade. I'm here for her and you. Travelling around the world with my 2 favourite girls. I wouldn't have offered to do this if I didn't want to, and you know that. I do. When Mum saw how uneasy I was about hiring an au pair, she suggested making my life easier, and she became Poppy's au pair of sorts. She made the choice simple for me, and it was a solid yes. So for the next 2 years, which is the time I have left with the aerobatic display team, my wonderful mum, alongside Poppy, will travel with me to as many tour dates as they can. It's reassuring that Poppy is in safe, capable hands, especially knowing how unreliable Poppy's father, Michael, is. He wasn't that concerned that he wouldn't see Poppy while we're in Cyprus. When I handed him my yearly schedule and training plan, he said he'd see her on our return to England for a couple of days between display shows, which made me want to hit him in the nuts with a heavy blunt object. Arsehole. It's just as well I have enough love for Poppy to launch 1,000 ships, because Michael doesn't even have enough to float a rubber dinghy. Mum and I both stare down at my sleeping daughter. Who knew that such a tiny bundle of unplanned chaos, all giggles and red curls, could bring so much happiness into my life? And, of course, I can't forget the mountain of plastic rainbow-coloured toys we seem to have accumulated too. We needed an entire suitcase just for those alone while we're here. It's just, I begin. We've only arrived. I know, you've mentioned that several times while getting ready. She waves off my concerns, gesturing to the surrounding space. However, she's in safe hands with me. We are in a secure compound. She checks the time. It's time to go, your team is waiting, and you know how much they've missed you whilst you've been on maternity leave. It's the first night out with them since you went back to work last month. It'll be good fun. My mum loosens my tightly curled fingers, peeling them away from the crib side. I know, she continues, and they love you, you love them, and you deserve a night out. I turn to face her, greeted by her warm smile. Jade, she cups my cheek. Go out. Laugh. Let your hair down. It's down. Well, you're all set then, aren't you? She waits a beat. Your father would be so proud of you, and he would dote on Poppy. He would. She looks just like you, Jade. Her thumb brushes my cheek. Let's hope she doesn't have my fiery temperament. I sure gave my parents a hard time growing up, always thinking I knew best. Strong-willed and stubborn. The traits my father said he loved most about me. I'm hoping she gives you a run for your money. As she smirks, my mum's eyes crinkle around the edges, dancing with humour. Calmer. Oh, I am looking forward to watching her grow into the same fiercely independent woman you've become. If she does, she may even become the second female pilot to make the flying team. Or she might outshine you and become an astronaut. I snort. I think she just might. I'm willing to place a bet with you. But for now... My mum grabs the tops of my shoulders, spins me around, and ushers me out of the bedroom door. I twist my neck back to steal a last glance at my sleeping cherub. It's time to have a few drinks, reconnect with your team, and enjoy some adult conversation. She points, silently, ordering me to get down the stairs and leave. I submit. Okay, I get the message. I grab the handrail and run down the marble staircase, which is not baby-friendly, not even in the slightest. I need to nip out and buy safety gates after training tomorrow. I jump down the last step and look back up at Mum. I have to be up super early tomorrow for our first training session, so I won't be back late. She stands at the top of the stairs, smiling down at me. Just enjoy yourself, and do not watch your phone or study the choreography you've been working on for the last month. Save that for tomorrow, because tonight's about having fun. My hand rests on my stomach. Although I am nervous about the routine I designed, it's not nerves I feel when Mum mentions the training programme and aerobatic display I've spent hours refining. It's actually rumbling from hunger. I'm looking forward to a meal out, some me time, and maybe even a glass of wine, or two. Only two. I love you. Thank you for being here. I blow a kiss in my mum's direction, and she pretends to catch it. I couldn't do this without you. A bone-deep calm settles within me. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I won't wait up. Now go. She shoos me, encouraging me again to leave. You look beautiful. I'm sure he'll love your dress. She winks. I wave back at her flippantly, now regretting telling her how handsome Gregor's cousin, Owen, is. I don't care if he likes it. He's not my type. Every one of my words is a lie. He was hot, like sizzling molten lava. However, I have made bad choices in the past with men, specifically Michael, and I won't go down that route again. Hot and handsome do not always equal nice. I let out a sigh as I think about Poppy, who was the best thing to come out of that relationship. She was our happy accident, and it's a sin her father can't see that. I agree, handsome blonde Scotsman with piercing blue eyes doesn't sound like your type at all, she mocks me sarcastically with my own words that I used to describe him earlier. And look at you. You are beautiful. You look like a goddess tonight in that dress. Green really is your colour. I look down at my new fine lace dress and flat gold sandals. At 5'8", I don't need heels. Like I said, I don't care what he thinks. I place my hand on my hip. And who will be interested in a single mum with a busy career schedule and a grouchy ex anyway? Also, I'm too old for him. Well, I think I am. He looks much younger than me. You're 39, not dead, she sighs. And who wouldn't love Poppy? She's adorable. Mum makes her way down the stairs. While I was getting ready to go out earlier, I realised that Gregor's cousin is the first man to make my heart flutter in a very long time. I can't deny he's mesmerising, and I felt so drawn to him in a weird way that I couldn't explain. When Gregor spilled his secret about his marriage, Owen looked embarrassed, as if he didn't want me to know. And he was blushing, which I found oddly endearing. But I don't need or want a man. I'm currently focusing on my career. Between my pregnancy and maternity leave, I've been itching to get back in the cockpit of my fast jet. Not just a few hours here and there, like I have done for the last 4 weeks to get me back into the swing of things. No, I'm ready for several hours in the sky, in formation, synchronised looping and twisting through the air. I love the feeling in my stomach when I roll a plane in the sky at 500 miles an hour. Flying simulators don't do it justice. That feeling was exactly how Owen made me feel earlier. My stomach danced with butterflies, like I'd performed a loop-the-loop and barrel roll. I continued with more reasons to justify why I should stay away from Owen. He has way too much baggage. He dumped his future wife at the altar. Who does that? I'm genuinely intrigued and need all the details immediately. While fixing her hair in the wall mirror at the bottom of the stairs, Mum answers, "Someone who isn't happy, Jade. That's who does that. You should find out, though. I want to hear everything. I can't ask him. I agree, but you can ask Gregor." She rubs her hands together. "Get me all the juicy details." A low laugh hums in my chest. "Okay, Mrs. Blabbermouth. I'll do my best." I'm instantly hit by a wall of heat as I pull open the front door. I love this climate, although my pale, freckly skin would never appreciate the scorching temperature of August. I might turn into one giant freckle. I inhale the orange blossom of the perimeter trees. "See you later. I need to go or I'll miss the coach." "Have fun." Mum gives me a finger wave. I plan to. My ribs are sore from laughing. Wow, I've missed you guys. I struggle to catch a breath as my team continues to tell me all the stupid pranks they have pulled on each other in my absence. Although hilarious, I'm relieved they leave me out of their childish nonsense. You all need to grow up. My throat dry from giggling, I pick up my glass to take a sip of water. My team disagrees with me. Never. Not in this decade. Let's not be too hasty. In unison, they chime, except Gregor's cousin, Owen. He's been sitting quietly all night at the opposite end of the table, just observing, half-heartedly laughing when everyone else does, although I'm not sure he's really listening. He looks lost. Every time I've looked his way, he's been staring at me. Only when our eyes connect, he snaps his gaze away faster than a bolt of lightning. Is it because I'm the only woman here tonight? I cast my eyes around the table at the talented pilots and support team I get to call my friends, my family for another 2 flying seasons. I can breathe a little easier tonight, knowing Cobra, my wing commander, couldn't make it. Like flipping a coin into a wishing well, I wish for him to stay as far away from me as possible, preferably at the bottom of the well where he can't get to me because he is forever acting inappropriately around me, and his sleazy behaviour makes me feel weird. Despite him, I can't imagine being anywhere else. I love the rest of my team, and I know that I need to make the most of every minute we're together. I'm aware that all too soon I will be on the move again, because once my assignment with the display team is over, I will rejoin my fast jet squadron based in the heart of England, and will be back in the cockpit of what I usually fly, a Typhoon. That thought makes my stomach spin with excitement, remembering the aircraft's power and agility. Although more and more of late, and since I've had Poppy, I've been considering a change in career, possibly something safer, like a flying instructor perhaps. We'll see. Usually only a 3-year fixed-term posting with the aerobatic team to give pilots a chance to experience this exhilarating position, mine was extended to accommodate my pregnancy and maternity leave, which means, like everyone else, I will still do 3 display seasons, and I am desperate to kickstart our training. Becoming an instructor sounds great and all, but it certainly doesn't sound as exciting as my current role or hold the same appeal. Shaking off any unnecessary thoughts, because I have a few years to consider my options, I remove my white cloth napkin from my lap and place it on the table. Excuse me, I need to nip to the ladies. Pushing my chair back, I loop the strap of my gold crossbody bag over my head and remove myself from the table. Our 25-man table makes it sound like a full restaurant of patrons. However,